Sports with John Rozier right here on Hollywood North Radio.
Here, what's good? It's Norman Bruce. Oh, nice. And John Rozier.
We started the conversation earlier about what was going on.
We got John in the house. He's going to talk about sports.
That's right.
Sports every week right here on Hollywood North Radio.
Yeah. Yo, it's time for What's Good in Sports. Yo, welcome back, my man.
Yo,
Thank
you for having me. I
Freshwater.
swear, this is gonna be like a weekly thing. Like I'm just gonna show up like bruh man from fifth floor, come through, and then I'll just show up and just drop a 1-2 and dip out.
Yo, I told you it was fun, man.
I love
told
this.
you it was
I
fun.
love this.
Yo, and this episode of What's Good in Sports is gonna be completely in your wheelhouse because we're just sticking with the NBA because we got nice with it last week.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people out there, they might not know about the big trade that just shook up the East real quick.
That was morning breakfast.
Yeah, that was nice to see. Why
don't you tell the people that don't know?
For the people that don't know, Jimmy Butler is now a Philadelphia 76er.
Whoa.
Which brings a new squad. Even though the Sixers are already at the table, this brings them right up to the table to start mounting on that feast right there and just make for a much more interesting Eastern Conference. What you think about what this does to the East? I mean, right now they're sitting in fourth.
They're sitting comfortably right now.
Yeah, they're in a good spot
space.
already.
They're already in a good space.
Yeah, speechless. Exactly.
Yo.
Because it makes things that much more exciting, right? You know what I mean? I think for all of us that just saw that this morning, it makes you think on what the next few months are going to be like.
Mayhem.
Perfect word.
Well put.
You know what the greatest thing that happened this offseason was LeBron leaving the East. And I know some people that might not agree with me on that, but I think him leaving the East almost has the rest of these guys feeling like they got a chance in the Hunger Games right now, which would obviously make them equal out to playing better basketball, which make the East, more exciting. I think that the East, even the amount of competition that's out there right now, even when we get to All-Star Weekend, I think the East is going to put on a show this year amongst past few years that we haven't. The East is really like trying to make a name right now.
Yo, you know what? To build off that, you're exactly right. Because if you think about it, the West is much more talented when you look team to team. But the conversation is always about two squads and that's it.
That's it.
It's about Golden State, what they're doing, and how quickly they're going to win the championship. And then it's about the Lakers and how do we fast forward them to a championship. You know what I mean? That's it. But the East is much more interesting. You know what I mean? You got the Raptors that actually got the best record in the entire NBA.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You got Kyle Lowry, who is playing with his hair on fire right now. You know what I mean? Like, this man is leading the league in assists right now.
Wow, what a year to be a Toronto Raptors fan. I tell you what.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. And I'll say this straight. When I saw the trade, the first thing I said was, "We ain't scared. We ain't scared." All right, yeah, I got it, but we ain't scared. I still don't think that Philly has enough to be what we are right now, even with that trade. Listen,
they're still going to need a lot of time to gel anyway.
They're going to need a lot. I agree with that too, but I just feel like Philly is only I think Philly could be top 2, top 3 when this year is all said and done. Do I think that they're at the Raptor level? Absolutely not.
They don't have the depth yet either.
No, even with a great Ben Simmons, with a great Joel Embiid, and you got Riddick off the bench. I get all that, but they still don't have all the pieces like the way how the Raptors do. So it's good for Philly. It's good for the East. Jimmy Butler's out of Minnesota, so he better start playing like he's happy. You know what I'm saying? And show
he better.
He better. You know what I mean? And yeah, it just makes the East more exciting.
And he brings a little bit of a target. You know what I mean, to the Sixers, because obviously with the way he's handled the beginning of the season, the way things have worked out for him, you know what I mean, and now forcing a trade to the Sixers, that's putting not only a target on his back, but that whole squad's back.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But I think they got enough pieces to rise to the table, but at the same time, like you said, they're not going to be at the Raptors level. The Celtics are still feeling themselves out. They're chock full of talent right now, and even though they're, not seeing the same success that a Raptor squad is, they will. That wave is coming.
They will.
Know what I mean? So that's going to be interesting. I think that's your 1-2 right there, and I think it could even go wire to wire like that, where you see the Raptors hold serve the whole way through. You know what I mean? But I think one of the most exciting things, because going into, you see Boogie Cousins get added to the Warriors, immediately you're like, okay, well, this season's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This season is done.
Yeah.
But when you're seeing the East load up like this, what I like about it is that every team is going to be battle tested by the time they get to the playoffs. Because they're going to all be beating each other up. You know what I mean? So this, even though LeBron left the East, this might be the toughest East that the Warriors are ever going to encounter in that
Exactly.
group's history, you know, which is exciting.
I agree with you 100%.
You know what I mean? So NBA, it's so early, you know what I mean? Like most teams are only 11, 12 games in. And for the NBA to be this exciting and stealing headlines early, you know what I mean? Because usually for the NBA, they're battling against the NFL for headlines. You know, the NFL is usually going to dominate in that regard. But to see the NBA duke it out with them and steal headlines, steal front pages, the newspaper, this is exciting, man. This is exciting. This brings me back to when I fell in love with basketball in the late 80s, early 90s.
You know what it is, man. Let's not forget about that TV deal. Man, these guys are trying to get that money back. Everybody's talking about this guy getting signed for this much and this guy. Yeah, this is great, and you can make all the headlines you want with the media and Ray Tay, but at the end of the day, this is the TV. You know what I mean?
Slipped that in
yeah, I
real quick.
did. It's
Yeah.
a Ray Tay thing, and you know, you don't know. It's like, yo, TV deals, they want that money back.
It's
You know what I
true.
mean? So you darn right. They going, yeah, you guys get into a fight. Yeah, Rondo, spit in this mode if you want to. I don't even care. We'll fine you, but don't worry, we'll take care of that fine because we need basketball to
need
even
fire.
look more blockbuster than
Yep.
it is. And how it's great. I love it. I love
And
it.
basketball is actually the best sport to transition over to social media. If you look at how these players and teams and even the NBA itself position themselves before every single game,
Yep.
it is one of the easiest sports, especially for the youth to fall in love with. It is a great time for the NBA right now, you know? One team I want to spend a little time talking about, too, is the Milwaukee Bucks. Because I don't know if you saw highlights or if you saw the whole game on how they play the Warriors.
Yeah. Did you see Draymond's face? Draymond's face was my face.
That was a look of shock.
Draymond's face said, yo, they have this over there?
Yeah.
The- listen, shout out Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, Giannis.
Shout out Giannis Antetokounmpo, okay?
And he's still getting better, is the
And
thing.
The man on the off season went on some Super Saiyan training. The
thick,
man
eh?
locked himself in a cryobolic chamber and came out
Ate some
20
sensu beans.
Ate some sensu beans, came out 20 pounds heavier and just ripped. You see the man's
Ate
arms, the
straight
shoulders?
dumbbells for breakfast.
Just
all
eat those.
off season.
So when you see a man get excuse my French, but shited on like that, and that's the look.
That's
he
exactly
get,
what happened.
That's what happened. Like that. Just know that he's got a lot of those
Giannis
left.
looks for real. Like he was coming on nice last year, and even in the year before when he started to make his name. But he looked serious this year, and that squad, they look dangerous. I mean, I think the thing that really gave them not just Giannis's play, but if you look at it's the length and the ball movement that squad has. It can push the pace that the Warriors aren't used to having to adjust to. You know what I mean? Like usually a team can show pace against the Warriors for the first half. You know what I mean? That team that they go up against gets real hype coming into the game, throws the first punch, you know, but then it fades out. Then the Warriors check in, and all of a sudden it's the fourth quarter and it's over.
Boom. That's it.
You know what I mean? But you look at how the Milwaukee Bucks played, and I know other teams are going to try and emulate that, but they don't have the same length. They don't got the same skill as the Bucks do, and they don't got Giannis.
They don't have an Antetokounmpo. That guy looks to be like the most like physically specimen for specimen is the closest thing to LeBron James.
Yep.
And that's what's scary.
Yep.
And that's what's scary.
You teach that man a sky hook. You know what I mean?
Who's that learning the sky hook now? I can't remember. We were just talking about Philly. You see Joel Embiid doing
That's
it a
right.
lot now too.
That's right.
So
you got to
teach
bring
him-
some of those moves back. You know what I mean?
Bring that them grandpa moves.
Yeah.
They be fooling these young folks whenever you see them do it. So
A lot of people forget that they made rules to slow down Kareem. And you know what I mean? Like they legit. There was a year where he was playing where they outlawed the dunk because he was just posterizing everybody. Yeah, you know, I'm serious.
Yeah, imagine
Still,
that. Imagine that. Listen,
know?
we're all gonna take the ball and go home if you don't stop doing this
yeah,
right now.
You need to stop it.
Right
Men's
now.
are crying in the locker room.
I think
You know what I mean?
Milwaukee looks somewhere. I think I'm predicting that Milwaukee finishes somewhere around 4-7.
Yep.
You know, it's a big
they're,
gap.
They're gonna go up and down.
Somewhere
You know what
around
I mean? And hopefully they don't see any injuries along the way. But that's gonna be an exciting team going all the way through. They're still, like I said, Antetokounmpo is still getting better. You know what I mean? That team's not there yet, but they're gonna compete all the way through.
Absolutely.
And then the last thing we got to talk about before we move forward is the hell is going on in Houston? The hell is going on in Houston? Yo, how you got all your crew back and you just put up 80 points? 80 points. Done near every team in the NBA has put up 140 at least once. And they dropped 80 in the last game. What the hell is going on in Houston, man?
That's death.
They went out on a weeknight.
That's they
Going
going
on
on.
plenty of weeknights.
That's death. That's the essence of death following them.
Man.
They can't do anything. And I remember talking to somebody yesterday like, yo, Jimmy Butler's going to Houston. I said, to do what?
They were willing to trade 4 first-round picks for him.
To do what?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
He wouldn't have fit in there.
No, he wouldn't. Absolutely not. And then now here we are. And Houston is not looking like the team they once
Carmelo
were.
is not working out there.
Is he not? Is cancer? Is he the cancer or no?
Yo, you know,
Is he a moving cancer or no?
he might be. The thing is when we all first met Carmelo, when he was coming out of college after winning that national championship for Q's, you know what I mean? When he did that and then came to the NBA, we all wanted to love Carmelo. You know what I mean? There was
did.
something nice about him.
He had braids.
He had braids. He kind of looked like LeBron's. He kind of looked like Spreewell, but he didn't have the baggage. You know what I mean?
He was drafted, what, third, right?
Yep.
Second.
No,
Second?
I think he was third overall.
It was
that year.
LeBron, Dwayne. No, it was LeBron, Carmelo, right?
LeBron, Carmelo, then
Then
Wade.
Dwayne, then Chris.
Okay, yeah, second overall.
Yeah. Poor guy.
But this is a drop off, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but like, could he be the problem in Houston?
There's a problem everywhere. he's a
There's
problem
something
everywhere.
happened to him when he was in New York. Something happened to him, real talk, when he was in New York, and he just hasn't looked the same since he was a Knick. You know what I mean? The once storied New York Knicks are now a spot where people go to die. Unfortunately,
Raptors used to be that, remember?
it's true.
Everybody has to be that sometimes.
It's true. People would mail the old players to the Raptors, take some draft picks, and then they go watch them perish in what is now Jurassic Park.
We had a ring chance back in that day with that McGrady Vince Carter saga. We had ring chances
that's
at
true.
that time. Serious.
Yo, those two together.
We had Keon Clark, Davis. We had Steph's dad. We had a little squad over there.
Yo, and talk about Vince Carter. He's 42 and in the league right now. He's still getting up.
Yeah, he still shits on man.
He's still getting up. The crazy thing is he's got like 20 years worth of highlights that he's showing kids that could be his kids that are on the team that he's playing in.
Actually,
You know what I mean? Like, I never thought, and the coolest thing about his game is he's always going to be a high flyer. You know what I mean? Which is one of the things that I fell in love with him right away with. But he's developed a shot he didn't have. You know what I mean? Like, he was
Yes.
always good on the mid-range jumper, but now he's got a deadly 3 on him.
he's had a deadly free for a little bit. Not his whole career, but he definitely developed it. I
Not
agree
when
you
he was with the
100
Raps.
No. Hell no.
He was just straight dunking on man's left and right.
wish.
with the
Thank you.
Raps.
I wish.
So, you know, there's been at least like 10, 15 minutes already just speaking on the NBA, and that's what I'm really enjoying, though, is that it is this exciting, and there's so much range, and there's so many different players to talk about, so many different squads. You know, we talked briefly last week even about Sacramento. We kind of joked a little bit about them, but they're actually looking real.
They're trying to play
now.
basketball right now. They're trying to play
You
real
know?
basketball. Absolutely. So is Detroit.
So is Detroit. They're
U-
looking nice.
Utah is just ridiculous, man.
Yes.
They're going to finish top 4 this year.
I think they could finish second in that conference, man. They're going to keep getting better,
strong,
and
that's
they're
strong.
fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They match up well against the Warriors. They're not going to take every game against the Warriors, obviously, during the regular season. But that's a good squad for them to battle up against, because even if they lose a close one to the Warriors, they're going to go into that next game knowing they can dominate. And that's
Absolutely.
where they're going to get one back up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's a rugged squad moving forward, man.
When we see things on paper, it looks like there's a good chance, that other teams could step up to Golden State. And as we're talking about it, I'm saying that, and then I'm looking, and the minute we talk about it, I look at the other side of the coin, and I'm like, nah, because, 4 of their starters could go 0 for like 16, and Clay could go 50 points, and they're winning.
Yeah.
They're winning.
Do you think if Clay could ever, every time he's been on one of those crazy hot games, he always gets pulled going into the fourth. Do you think he would be the one on that squad? If you had to choose any man on that roster, who could beat Kobe's 81? Would it be Clay?
It'll be Clay. It'd be Clay over Steph. I'll take Clay over Steph on that.
That's what I think too. Like
That's a
Steph is
crazy
obviously
question.
nice,
Good
but
question, man.
You know what I
Yo,
mean?
what
Like,
the yeah.
that just popped all up in my head. I woke up obviously reading the newspaper by osmosis or something like that. Because
Yeah, I'll take Clay. I'll take Clay.
yeah,
I'll take Clay.
I think so too. Like, there's plenty of men that can drop threes. Even Draymond obviously can go on a streak, but I think Clay is that one. He's shown it a couple times where he's got close. He's got up to what was the highest? He got 60 one game, and then they just shut him down on the fourth. Yeah. And this man, the craziest thing about this man, he doesn't even dribble the ball, man.
No, he catch that.
That game that he dropped 60, I think he only had the ball for like 4 seconds during the whole game.
Catch and shoot. He a real catch and shoot kind of guy.
Yep. He's deadly. He's deadly. So, that's what's good in the NBA. Real quick, before we take a little break here, is let's talk about some CFL real quick. We about to jump into the playoffs. Shit's about to get real.
Yeah, what's going on with that? I was catching a 1-2-1-2. Fill me in.
So Lions are first up. You know what I mean? And many times throughout the season, Sleeps and I come back to talking about what they're building over there. They started the season off in the worst possible way, but now we find them in a position to be the most dangerous squad in the CFL. Now, if they can win this crossover battle, which is going to be a tough matchup because they're up against Hamilton, and that's a tough squad right there.
H-Town?
Masoli is legit this year. So if they can win that game, come back into the West, and get a game at home, BC might be the nicest squad with a tough pace to play because that crowd's going to be ravenous if they can get a home game. You know what I mean? So BC's looking nice. You know what I mean? Obviously, you got Stampeders that are trying to rebound off hitting a few speed bumps going into the playoffs.
So much drama over there.
So much drama. Well, you know what I mean? That's what happens sometimes when you got a team that's that talented. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like, to bring it back to the NBA right quick, you look at a team like the Warriors that's as talented as they are, the thing they struggle with the most is they get bored. Even during the course of a game. Yes. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that's exactly what goes on with the Stampeders, but I find that there was a few points on the calendar where they strung some losses together where you could tell coming into that game they weren't as hype as they were at other games. So it's going to be interesting to see what Calgary brings to the table. Obviously, they got all the talent they need to go all the way to the Grey Cup and win it, but they still got to get through squads like Saskatchewan and Winnipeg as well, who are both tough outs.
Winnipeg.
So, you know what I mean? CFL is about to get wild. It's starting this weekend, so make sure you're watching the playoffs. We'll talk a little bit more about, the aftermath of this week. You just missed it. The hell were you?
I'm putting it all on BC. I'm calling early.
Exactly.
I'm calling it early. I'm putting it all on BC. I'm putting it on the Lions to reach the Grey Cup.
I think the Lions are at least gonna go
Grey Cup.
I think
They're gonna go to the semi. The
semis. I'm gonna put in Grey Cup.
You going Grey Cup?
I'm putting Grey
Both
Cup.
you going Grey Cup?
I'm going the Grey Cup.
All right.
Heard it here first.
All right. I like that though.
Freshwater said it.
Laying it down. I like it.
Yes.
Taking the stand.
Yes.
So that's what's good in the CFL. You know what I mean? Obviously, in the thick of it right now, this is when the CFL gets the nicest because not only do they got to deal with teams reaching their peak, but you got degree of difficulty coming with the weather challenges. You know what I mean? You got places like Calgary and Edmonton. You got to play in that. The weather is always going to be a factor.
Gets white out there. Snow.
And in the NFL, you know what I mean? I don't know if anybody everybody watched the game that happened on Thursday with the Steelers. You know what I mean? A lot of people know the name James Conner, but that's mostly just because of what he's doing on your fantasy team. Let's be real. But this is a real good story, and they spent some time on it. If y'all didn't hear it, this man, he showed this kind of talent when he first came into the University of Pitt. The unfortunate thing for him is he was diagnosed with cancer midway through his college career.
Ouch.
You know what I mean? So that kind of shut it down. But
story.
During the comeback process, what a lot of people don't realize is the University of Pittsburgh and the Pittsburgh Steelers share a facility. So while this man was grinding to come back from cancer, the Steelers saw his work ethic, and that's where they first learned about him. Now, this man was a 4-star recruit, you know what I mean? So he had skills, all kinds of skills. But because of what he was coming back for, a lot of people slept on him, didn't know what he had. And when he hit his senior year and he was all done in college, you know what I mean? He showed flashes, but still, obviously the NFL being a business, you need a squad that wants to invest in him. Steelers saw him from time and they saw him grinding. So they're like, okay, we know this man. We need him on our squad.
His ethics are on point. We need this.
Now the right circumstances come together where Connor can actually take the reins and be the lead running back. And I know Le'Veon Bell might be coming back this week, but I don't think he's getting his spot back at all. Connor looks nice out there, and he can do everything that Le'Veon can do. And he's actually putting up better numbers than Le'Veon did the past couple of years, which is even crazier. So this is just a cool story, and this is one of the reasons why, you know what I mean, no matter what league you watch, there's always an interesting story to key on every year in sports.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's one that I just wanted to give a little bit of light to, you know what I mean, because this is a man that's worked through a lot of adversity. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people every day do, and I know a lot of people in pro sports do to get where they're at, but you know what I mean, to be able to fight and overcome cancer at a young age and then still find your way into the league and then now be the lead running back on your hometown team, that's some crazy shit right
That's
there.
blessings on blessings.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So shout out to James Conner and the year that he's having. We're about ready to take a break here because we got Leah Liza coming up. I see you right there on the screen. I'm going to wave to you right quick. What's good? So make sure you tune in to hear Sleeps chat a little bit with Leah Liza and what she's got going on. Quiet Storm, you ready to take the reins here?
Yeah.
Yo, Freshwater,
Let's
thanks for
do
coming
this.
through again.
always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Wait, hold on. Okay. So you got some tracks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a 1-2-1-2. I guess we could go and do that real quick. I
Let's
just
do
wanted
that.
to just touch base a little bit, just remind everybody that the Golden Owl Awards are coming up in a week.
That's right.
And
Everybody vote if you haven't voted.
Today is the last day for voting.
So make sure you vote.
So make sure you vote. We got 5 contestants. I think it's 5 nominees in the Breakout Artist of the Year, and I am one of them. So I came down here just to remind you guys that it is the last day for voting and that you could vote and vote for anyone you want, even me.
Especially you.
Especially me. Trust me, guys, I can rap. I want to play a song. How about we play? Can we play? We got a new track. It's. I'll give a sample of it. It's a BBD. It's a BBD sample from Poison.
Dog.
Yeah, we got it sampled on the hook,
yeah.
It's with me, Mighty, and Ill Kid.
Yo.
The song is still in the works, but I was so excited that I thought that I'd come on the show and just kind of give a little sample of it. And we got that, and maybe I'll play another track after. But yeah, that's the track I want to play right now. If we could do that real quick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
we
you.
can.
Quiet Storm, you already know. Hit me up on the Instagram. That's Oki. That's Freshwater Oki. Freshwater Oki. And you got producer Quiet Storm, Mighty, Ill Kid. It's gonna be dope. So yeah, let's
Good
do
way to
it.
drop that. That's good. Everybody check him out.
Hollywood North Radio.
Hollywood North Radio, where the celebrities play.
All right, cut. Guys, come on.